Welcome back, race fans, for the second time of the evening. It's a ninth gear doubleheader out here, and this time we're with the master of the high banks, excuse me, with the Jimmy Crow out here. And it's safe to say the lizards have been drained, and the apple is back on the shelves tonight, Kevin. We're back out here again for a doubleheader, and we're back with the Crow.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that was a little immature of you, Luke, but we're racing 37 laps here at Talladega in the Cup cars tonight, and we got a 22-car field, so I think it's going to be a super exciting race. Our second of the evening. We're probably about as warmed up as these drivers are, because it's a lot of the same names out here.
Yeah, and I know we got not as big of a grid as we just saw a little bit ago, but we got I'm reading 22 drivers on the field right now. Go get that thing rolling whenever you're ready.
Yeah, Luke, and on your pole tonight, I mean, he has the formula. I think that's 3 super speedway poles in a row for Kyler Wynn, and on his outside, it's going to be another recent visitor of the front row, Daniel Falkingham. That second row is going to be Caden Diedrich. Caden just had a good run in our last race, and Brian Hennings on his outside. Third row is going to be Trevor Aswanoth and Matt Lee. Fourth row is going to be Nathan Harper and Kenny Real. Fifth row is going to be Ethan Eckert, who also had some success just a bit ago, and Richard Elliott. Next, you're going to have Rocky Boyd and Michael Barksdale, Sean Corbett and Nash Brambilla, Freddie Bassinez and Tim White, Marcos Hernandez and Logan York, Dylan Basin and John Ward, and rounding out your 22-car field tonight is going to be Tucker McLennan and Sterling Dice.
And we're back out here once again at Dega, Kevin. It's it's my favorite track out here. A lot of the same guys we saw in the last race, but a couple of the guys we didn't. So, gonna be interesting to see how this race pans out.
Yeah, look, I just looked at the starting lineup and the safety ratings for all of them, and with you accidentally registering as a driver, I can see you. You're a decent bit worse than any of these guys out here.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Tim White has a lower safety rating than I do. I would like to point that out by 0.1. He's a 1.3.
He's in A class.
I don't care. He's a 1.3. I don't care. He's a 1.3. Still less than me. I can play and you can't. I can play and you can't.
All right. Well, anyways, going green out here this time by, as Luke is in a D class for those wondering.
Kevin is in a class for those wondering.
Whatever.
Regardless, we're going green out here this coming time by. It's our second race of the afternoon, Kevin, and I think we're in for a treat out here with the Master of the High Banks.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I mean, getting 22 cars to show up on the fly like this at 12:30 in the morning, these guys have to be ready for some tight racing. Pace cars swinging in. It's going to be the command of Kyler Wynn with Falkingham on his outside. The flag guy is just as ready as we are. He's got the flag in the air, ready to wave it as they're sneaking through the tri-oval right now, coming to the Geico restart zone, and we are racing out here with Master of the High Banks at Talladega. 38 laps ahead of us. Here we go.
This series, Kevin, is no stranger to 3 and 4 wide, and these guys are already warm, so I imagine we're going to see it here before too awful long. And not as long of a race as we saw previously, but definitely a lot of opportunity for madness out here. We read 22 drivers on the track out here, so I imagine we're going to see some excitement here early. Buckingham's got momentum there on that outside line. Brian Hennings giving him some pushes. Kyler Wynn leading the inside. Falkingham now going to drop down to the inside.
Yeah, and Falkingham and Kyler Wynn now working together. They were on the front row together, but how about that run they got with Brian Hennings there on that second line? That had a lot of speed there. But now these two are kind of running away from it. They got a good run going out of turn 4 and into the tri-oval.
They've got speed going right now, Kevin. They're starting to break away a little bit from that pack behind them. It's about 3 wide.
Yeah, and this isn't a tandem car, so I'm sure that pack will catch right back up very shortly. Your top 10 right now: Falkingham, Wynn, Hennings, Lee, Real, Elliott, Diedrich, Brambilla, Aswanoth, and Rocky Boyd.
3 wide still throughout the back here. They're starting to catch up now, and third line has about 4 cars right now, and they're going to have some momentum here. A couple of the guys sliding up there to that second line. That's going to be the third line, actually. down to about 2 vehicles back there for around the battle of 10th place. But Kyler Wynn going for the pass on Falkingham. He has it, but he gets swirly, and he barely had that pass.
Yeah, and these guys, probably should just be working together trying to keep that lead, but, the racing gene inside of them is forcing them to fight a little bit with each other, so
and those
they've
lines
kept it
behind
pretty
them are
clean
catching.
and straightforward, and those lines behind them are catching, and it's 3 of them, 3 angry charges coming after the 82 and the 39.
Third line's got a hell of a lot of speed. But a couple of the guys on that third line sliding down to the second line now. It's going to leave them a little bit slow here, and you're going to see those top 3 slide in, and John Ward is going to be kind of left stranded out there with 2 guys behind him on the third line.
And how about Kenny Real getting good pushes from Trevor Espinoff? They're getting a good run going. Kenny Real's going to pass Falkingham for second right now, but not clear quite yet. Oh, is that third line getting a little squirrely, and they're all a little shaken up, but sorted out, and it's back to Wynn and Falkingham 1-2.
Oh, and a car below the apron there. We're 4 wide.
Oh, that's going to be Matt Lee. He's losing speed fast as he got shoved down there.
And that's the first caution.
Oh, boy.
I believe they all seem to have held it together there. I'm not reading anybody falling off there, but we'll go back and take a look at that one, obviously. I believe that was due to the, 2 vehicles down below the apron there for a few moments. We see it there on the inside, I want to say. Oh, and we see the 11 get a little sideways there. He comes down into the inside line, and that completely punches him down below the apron. A couple of the guys, one of the guys going down there, I believe the number 12 for the checkup. That's Ethan Eckert.
Yeah, and he peeled off, assuming that there was going to be some wrecking.
Other than that, though, they actually held it together pretty well for the heavy amount of contact there we saw, but just dropped my fucking phone. I'm sure everybody heard that. No cracks, no scratches, and we are good to go. But it seems like all the guys seem to have sorted that one out as well, with little to no damage on the vehicles, and Kyler Wynn and Falkingham still going to be your race leaders out here tonight. Here come the pits, Kevin.
Yeah, and here they come. It's 65% fuel out here, so not full tanks. I'm assuming just about everyone's going to want to top off, except for the 233 of White, I think that reads. 239 of Tim White. He's going to stay out, and he's going to be the leader now.
And off they go, the race out of pit road. It's going to be won by Kyler Wynn and Falkingham behind him. Tim may be on a different strategy out here, but we'll see if he decides to stay out here as they're going around. Going to be approaching the pit entry once again.
Yeah, and he started P16, so, presented with the opportunity to fast track it through the entire field and start in the front was probably convincing enough for him to be on a little bit worse fuel situation.
They're going to be getting ready to go around that pit entrance here once again under our first caution of the afternoon. afternoon. Who am I kidding? It is the early wee hours of the morning, Kevin. At least where we're at.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I got nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I really don't either, I'll be honest with you. Having a great time out here as always. The Masters of the High Banks, and it seems that White's going to stay out here on a different pit strategy than the rest of the guys. He's going to try something new. Pull up the track map here. You see number 12 of Ethan Eckert catching up here to the lead pack.
On the backstretch for the last time before we go green again, Luke. I want to hear a prediction. I didn't ask you last race because it was all over the place. I don't think it would have done you any good. But who are you feeling out here?
I mean, Kevin, it's tough to say. I saw Kyler Wynn absolutely fighting out there from the last race to stay up there. He had a couple nice saves. I don't think he's one to count out. But then again, Daniel Falkingham, he wasn't in the last one. He's definitely going to be one to look for. In my opinion, it's a little too early to tell. But I guess I don't have a confirmed pick as of right now, Kevin. Who you got?
I'm going with Caden Diedrich.
Yeah,
we've seen him pull up top fours in the last two races we broadcasted him being in. He's been up there. He's put himself in a position, just not able to capitalize and get the win. I think if he can stay up there and stay competitive, he's got a solid shot at getting it done.
Yeah, definitely not a bad choice, but they're getting ready to go out of the exit of turn 4 right now. They're getting ready to go across the tri-oval now. The pace car is going in, and we're getting ready to go green out here once again, Kevin.
Yeah, it's going to be the command of Tim White, who is on 5 laps less of fuel than everybody else, but ready to see if he can hang. Going across the Geico restart zone, and we are racing once again. Second time out here tonight at Talladega.
Kevin getting ready to go through the turns once again.
Falkingham pushing hard on the Tim White as they're going into 1 and 2. White got split a little there. He's on the second line.
And he's losing speed fast.
Yeah, and you notice in these races, Luke, they're not very forgiving to those guys who stay out.
No, they do not, Kevin, and he definitely falls back quite a bit. And now we're seeing that third line starting to form. John Ward leading the charge on that one.
Oh, caution flies.
And
second caution of the night, and I think it's around Ethan Eckert, because that field is really mixed up.
Sean Corbett going a little slow as well. We'll go back and look at that one. I didn't really see it, I'll be honest with you. And yep, we see some smoke. Oh, and Sean Corbett sideways.
We'll look back and see what happened at the 45 here. Kenny Reel's also involved.
That middle, you see that shot up there from the middle line. Look at the middle line. They have a lot of speed catching up to him right now.
Yeah, Ethan Eckert just giving Matt Lee everything he's got.
Those guys behind him getting ready to split the middle. They're on an absolute run here. Watch them shoot up right here going into the turn. They're trying to find a gap here to continue this good run they got. They try to...
I'd also like to point out they're checking up in front of that because of Tim White. He was going slow, didn't have any drafts, so they're checking up a little bit. And forces combined. Did anybody else get involved in the actual wrecking out aspect of it other than Sean Corbett?
12 and the 11. Let's see. Kenny Reels,
12 gets a hard shot into the back of
but
the
he seems to
11.
clear it. Yeah, both of them seem to have cleared it. Yeah, everyone seems to be all right from that. Everyone seems to be still all right. Gonna be going double wide out here, I believe. And here comes some pits, Kevin.
Yeah, and why not, Luke? I mean, these guys want to stay on the top of their game on fuel. We saw past two super speedway races, you know, fuel just was the decider of the race. So topping off every few laps isn't a bad idea by any means.
Yeah, no doubt. And you see all the guys coming into the stall right now. I'm reading literally every driver on the field right now in the pits right now, Kevin. Bulkingham going to lead the charge out of pit road, and Dieterich behind him. Kyler Wynn and Trevor Aswarnoff going to round out the top four. You know, Kevin, we're going to be going green out here, I believe, the next time by. We've seen a lot
Okay.
of laps led out here from some of the guys up here near the front. A lot of this, a lot of common guys we saw in the last race. Do you think we're going to see a bit of the same, front pack here as we approach the later stages of this race? Or do you think we're going to see some new guys hop up there in the front?
Now, I will say these guys might have a little bit more chemistry since they've been running together for the past 2 hours. Is it good or bad chemistry is the question, though, because, racing with someone, they could either grow to like them or grow to become not so pleased with them, especially at these super speedways. So will these guys run with each other because they've, been racing around each other? I wouldn't necessarily say that.
Yeah, definitely a race of questions out here, and we'll have to see what this thing turns into out here as we're still very early on into this one.
Yeah, I'm going green next time by, it appears. Nobody seems to be ready, and going into the pits now, I believe it's Logan York, Rocky Boyd, John Ward, Brian Hennings,
Good number of the guys.
Elliott, yeah, Basin, Deese, Lee, Eckert, all topping back off on fuel. I wonder if that fuel window's. Let me look up this fuel window.
All right.
The way that they're pitting right here and pitting on the second time around almost leads me to believe that it's like really close to getting to the end on fuel right now, and they're just trying to do everything they can to put themselves in that position. But I could be wrong. They have races today, Luke. You watched the Kentucky Derby?
You know, Kevin, I did watch a little bit of it. I understand you had a little bit of a wager on that one as well.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm ever watching that gay shit again in my life.
Not a big fan of the results, I take it.
Not a big fan of the results. Sat there for about half an hour listening to them yap just for it to be like a minute race. Didn't even know which horse mine was the whole time. I was just, you know, they were only showing. What I'm trying to say is I think Ninth Gear puts on a better show than, what was it, NBC or whatever.
Yeah, whoever the hell it was.
I still don't know
I think
where
Ninth
my
Gear would put a better display on for them and for Fox for NASCAR. Just pointing that out.
I still don't know where my horse finished, but I do know it wasn't first because I didn't get any money.
Yeah, true that. And if either the Kentucky Derby or John NASCAR want to reach out to us and get us hooked up with an actual deal, actual deal here to get this thing rolling, we're more than available. But enough about us. Back to the
I think
drivers. We're round and turn
I think
four.
I think the call's coming soon.
I mean, it's any day now. That's why I keep my ringer on at night. And the pace car's going in. Inside line seems to have a lot more vehicles than that outside line. We saw this a little bit the other night, Kevin. It seems like a lot of the guys wanting to stay down low to, I believe, probably avoid anything early off the restarts, I imagine. But they're going green out here once again. They're approaching the Geico restart.
Walkingham on the inside, Dietrich on the outside. We're racing for the third time out here tonight on lap 11. Kyler Wynn giving good pushes to Falkingham. Trevor Rasmanoff giving even better pushes to Dietrich as that outside line seems to have the speed. But we know how it goes into turn 1 and 2. On these restarts, the inside line's going to get the momentum, and they're going to get the lead back. Nathan Harper looking for a little bit of a redemption run after leading a lot of laps out there in our last race, just to have not the finish he wanted. He's running P5 right now. And he found his way on the inside line, which seems to be soaring right now. Everything else is kind of bunched up. How about Tim White, though? He's made his way back up into the front. Did he pit there, Luke, on that last restart?
And it shows he last
did.
pit lap 9, yeah. And
Seems
we
like
see
all
Sean
those lap
Corbett made
niners
his way up
doing-
as well. He's up into P6 after spinning out a little bit back there a few moments ago.
Yeah, Luke, and this is the same thing we saw last time. With Falkingham and Wynn opening it up. You gotta wonder, I mean, how close is that fuel window? Because this almost feels like a fuel saving sort of thing.
Yeah, it just might be, and it's going to be tough to say out here, and we'll love to see as, we wind down these laps. It's just 25 to go out here, so... Oh, and a bit of an accordion effect there.
Well, no, it was just Falkingham and Wynn just, minding their own, and then a huge run from the inside just came and nailed them. It seems like it's two groups of two, and then the rest of it's kind of just lurking back, trying to save what they can.
Oh, and they're checking up back there.
Yeah, they are.
A couple of the guys below the apron
Oh, and Ethan
there.
Eckert gets a hard hit with McClendon. This is what happens, Luke, when people are going at different speeds, and it's not a pretty sight.
No, it's not, Kevin. A lot of transfers and a lot of dangerous situations happening, but we jump back up here to your leaders, and they're pretty much single file apart from a couple cars up there running that second line. But there's a bit of a gap forming between, I want to say, what is that, 7th and 8th place between York and Corbett?
Yeah, and I think that's... If you look at the difference between pitting on lap 9 and pitting on lap 10, I think those are the two different strategies. One of them trying to save the fuel, and one of them, just putting up the best times they can up there towards the front. Kyler Wynn getting good pushes from Falkingham, and they are moving single file.
Yeah, just paying attention to the tower there. We're swapping to last lap times here as they get ready to cross the start-finish here once again. As those all load through, we get a good idea of what kind of lap times these guys are running.
Yeah, a lot better from those fronts. Oh, and caution flies out here. That's going to be your third caution of the night.
Oh, yeah,
Kenny
I'm
Real.
reading Rocky Boyd going real slow, Hernandez, Elliott.
I thought I saw Kenny Real maybe doing some off-roading.
Kenny
I could
Real
be wrong on that.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Let's go back and watch Rocky Boyd. We know he was involved.
Very front of that second pack.
And they're bumping, they're pushing, they're just trying to catch up to those leaders there who are running that separate group. And a bit of an awkward push there on the 13, it seems like, from the 16, and it's tough to call, and they both get sideways. Oh! I'll tell you what, I think you did see Kenny Real get involved there a little bit. I think he actually saved it and had maybe a good save there. Let's go back and see what it looked like from his point of view.
Yeah, it gets a little bump to the side of him, but I don't think...
It was as bad as I thought it... Ooh!
Oh.
It's a little loose there, but he holds it together.
Once again. Holds it twice, not that bad of a hit. He'll be fine, I assume, but... I don't know, I don't think we're going to see as much saving as we just saw.
Yeah, that's our third caution of the afternoon out here, Kevin. We're going to be going green out here with 20 to go. And here comes some of the pits, Kevin. We're seeing pretty much the whole field going in right now. a number electing to stay out as well. Pacing around out here once again, Kevin. It's going to be Trevor Asronoff and Sean Corbett going to be leading us off here, off this restart, I do believe. They look pretty good all night.
Yeah, and Daniel Falkingham falling back to 17, whereas Kyler Wynn's still in 7th place, so maybe on different strategies now?
Yeah, and tough to say, but we'll see out here. Let's maybe go and pull up the battle box to see when these guys last pit.
Kyler came in. I mean, we know Falkingham came in, but I think it's a matter of how long they were in the pits.
Yeah. And we'll see how this thing pans out here once they get the restart going. Going green this next time by. Trevor Asronoff is going to have the jump out here. And my mic has been muted. We're going down the back straightaway. And it's going to be 19 laps to go out here once we go green. Trevor Asronoff and Sean Corbett going to be leading the front row. Basin and Ward going to be leading the second. Barksdale and Lee going to be leading the third. We've seen a lot of three-wide racing out here from most of these guys out here for the duration of the afternoon, Kevin, and I imagine we're going to see a bit more of the same as the night progresses. Going through turns 3 and 4, getting ready to go out of the exit of 4. The pace car is going to be getting ready to go in this time by Trevor Asronoff and Sean Corbett with the jump here.
Yeah, and you know, this race is about half over, Luke, and we're starting to see some different strategies, but I think it's going to be interesting to see how this restart is, because I think that's really going to be telling on how the rest of this race is. We've seen some odd restarts.
Yeah, that we have, and let's see how they sort things out this time. Going across the Geico restart, the flag man's got the flag in the air, and he's waving it, and we are green once again out here, ladies and gentlemen. We're racing. Outside line's got the initial speed here. Trevor gonna stay high there, it seems. Bit indecisive there, maybe. That second line's gonna get a little tighter there on that first line. Trevor's gonna make the transfer. Trevor Trevor all around.
Really taking control.
Their line's got some
When
speed,
they
though.
trying to go up into that third line, that's going to stack them up a little bit, but it ended up working out pretty well. As they're all going to drop into what would be the second line now, or at least 3 of them are.
Sorting things back out. They're 3 wide most of the way through here. But that front pack dissipated back down to 2 wide.
Yeah, we're officially
really
halfway through
high.
this race now.
11 looking to split, and they're 4 wide for just a moment there, but back down to 3 as we're going through turns 1 and 2. All that big 3 wide racing right now is around the battle for, I would say, like somewhere between 7 and 12.
3 wide out here. That third line's trying to get some momentum going back again. The inside, they're all single file, and it's just dominating right now. Tyler Wynn and Nathan Harper try to open up a second line up there and kill the single file action. And that's exactly what they're going to do.
A lot of these opposing lines are going to start to pick up some speed here and a bit of a stack up. They're 4 wide back there near the blink.
4 wide.
They're going to sort it out, though. Leaders read 1, 2, 3. Sean, Corbett, John Ward, and Matt Lee. They're going down the back stretch, getting ready to go into turn. Wide there, just a little ways back right now. That's still around that battle for 10th place. A lot of the big names competing back there. We got Diedrich, Falkingham, we got Basin, New York, a lot of the big names. And we see someone up into the wall. That's the 89.
Ooh. They're all getting stacked up.
And Trevor's losing speed fast. And they're still bumping around going into turns 1 and 2.
What's scary out here, Luke?
But they seem to hold it together and sort it out, Kevin, because we're still racing out here. The green flag is still in the air. 16 laps to go out here.
Tyler Wynn and Nathan Harper, who have been working together since the restart, have found their way straight to the front now.
And Trevor catching up to Kenny Reels, who also seems to be a bit off speed. They're going to hopefully they can get something to work here to catch up to that lead group. John Ward now taking command of the lead here as that second line is moving. They got 5 cars clear. They're all going to drop. Walkingham now leading the second line. Second line, there it is. The move's being made. Inside line does not have very many vehicles right now. Imagine we'll probably
definitely an odd dynamic right now. I mean, it's not the lines we're used to seeing out here.
Definitely not, but they're making their lines work, and we're seeing some very, very interesting passes. That third line is moving once again. Dylan Basin and Diedrich now leading that. Kyler Wynn behind them. They're almost 4 cars clear right now. They're gonna, I imagine, we see a car loose. We see a car loose. That's a 74. Brian Hennings, and it seems to be contained to just him. Green flag is still out.
Here.
Unfortunate for him. I'm not too sure what happened. We'll go back and watch that maybe here later under caution or something, but regardless, he's drastically fallen off pace now.
Huge push into Dylan Basin. That inside line was coming with a lot of heat, and he came in. And it slows them down a little bit, actually. Outside line looking to see if they can make something happen now.
They're passing up a little bit of lap traffic there.
Yeah, this front group is just 10 cars, Luke. If you look at the track map, this is a lot more spread out than we're used to out here.
Very, very spread out right now, Kevin, but Either way, these guys are making some pretty unique transfers, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. And there's the move to the inside by Falkingham. He's going to go for the shot here. Dylan Basin going to drop down low. He sees it. Dylan Basin swapping between a couple of the lines, getting a feel for all of them. 12 laps to go when they cross the start-finish.
Aiden Diedrich drops down, and now he's got the lead. He's getting drafted from Daniel Falkingham on the inside there. And that inside seems to have picked it up now. It's just flip-flop, Luke. I can't really figure out which line is going to be the dominant one, but right now, it's his front three.
Yeah, definitely a mystery right now, Kevin. And like you said, the field is pretty spread out, but 12 laps to go in this one right now, Kevin. We've gotten a good number of laps under our belt, and I got to ask you, is your pick staying the same with Diedrich, or you having any second thoughts?
He's in first place, Luke, so I don't think I'm going to have any second thoughts.
Yeah, I can't really argue with you there on that one. He's looked pretty good all night and even in the race before this. Diedrich, Falkingham, and Harper, they're linked up right now in just the top three right now. John Ward, about a second and a half back from them. All single file all the way through. Those guys behind those top three are going to really have to file things together if they want a chance to catch up to these leaders here. With just 10 laps to go as they cross the start-finish, one caution can bring them all back together, but as it stands right now, we're seeing a lot of green flag racing right now, Kevin.
Yeah, and Luke, this is not what we're used to seeing out here, so obviously something's going on. My guess, and let it be known, I did no research going into this, is it's a game of fuel saving. These guys are just trying to get to the end, lifting in the corners, losing time on that, and the front three aren't. Am I positive on that? No. Because, like I said, I don't really know what the tank window is out here. If anybody in the chat has any insight on that, would be much appreciated.
Yeah, but I guess the only other way we'll know is by waiting this thing out, Kevin. It's 9 laps to go when they cross this time. Laps are dwindling down, but that second group's starting to close the gap a little bit now, Kevin. They're just now under a second and a half behind them.
We're rating Diedrich, Falkingham, Harper, Ward, Wynn, Lee, York, McClendon, Basin, White as your top 10 right now. And those 10 are all within 2.5 seconds of each other. But then 11 and onward is 7 seconds back off the leader, Luke.
Yeah, definitely a lot of separation. I mean, you look at the track map right up there on the top right. They are spread the hell out. We got drivers all over the field right now. But not enough drivers to where that's really going to be an absolute race for the lap traffic for the leaders. But I think as long as it runs how it is right now, I don't think we'll have any issues. But assuming we stay green out here, the pit strategy is definitely going to come into effect with just 8 laps to go out here. The moves and the decision-making is going to have to be done here before too long, Kevin.
Yeah, and one last time, let's take a look at when everybody pit. Your front three is going to be lap 16. 10, 16, 10, 16, 16. 10. I'd assume the guys on the 10 is not looking in a very good spot if we have people at 16 up back trying to save some fuel.
Yeah. But either way, it's 7 laps to go now. Laps are dwindling down. That second group starting to catch here with the leaders. They've closed the gap to about a second. John Ward leading that second group. these guys are approaching the lap car of the number 74, Brian Hennings. I lied. I just completely lied, maybe. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yeah, they're gonna be catching the 74, Brian Hennings, who is linked up with the number, what is that, the 02?
It's like 02.
Number 02, just another one of those good old iRacing situations. Gotta love it. The leaders are coming up on him, and they're coming up on him fast.
Dietrich's lead's still out here, who has put up most led laps of the race. Buckingham's pushing him still. And slowly but surely, that second group's picking it back up. 5 to go out here. And, I mean, we see everyone back off of top 9, 8 seconds back now. So, definitely not on the same pace, but we're going to have to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, here they come approaching the lap traffic, Kevin. Let's see what the move is going to be around them. There it is. They're going to opt to go around him on the high side.
Yeah, 3 versus 2 cars. And they're just going to get more speed. And probably within the next half a lap, or never mind, they're seamlessly going to get around them.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like the group of 2 was hanging on a little bit, but it doesn't seem that way much anymore.
Nope, that second group's actually approaching them right now, led by John Ward. There comes there. We're going to do the same thing on that high line.
Yeah, can we see last pit on like Eckert and onward, like the 10 to 15 range maybe?
That's 10 through 17.
16, 17, 9, 16, 16, 9, 16, 16. You know, it beats me to hell. I mean, I don't know.
I'll tell you what, Kevin, I'm pretty damn tired, slightly drunk, and pretty damn confused, but we'll get those questions answered here as they come. But that second group has now closed the gap to less than a second, Kevin. John Ward's starting to gain some time on those top 3.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt.
Laps are dwindling down. John Ward is here.
Yeah, and John Ward pit on lap 10 as opposed to some of these guys with him on 16. So I think a good indicator of them running out of fuel would be John Ward running out, since he is probably on less.
Kyler Wynn now sliding up behind Valkingham into P3. Outside line's got a lot of vehicles now. 2 laps to go. White flag this next time by, Kevin.
Buckingham giving pushes to Dietrich on that top line. They still have a lot more speed than the inside.
Ward's still
led by
leading
Ward.
inside.
Inside line not giving up though, as they're, I mean, really moving now.
Oh, man. They just need to get across this finish line, Kevin.
3 wide.
White flag, white flag, white flag. And the white flag is in the air, Kevin. Brian Hennings lets off there.
Maybe one is...
Last lap. We are out, Kevin, and Dietrich leading the inside charge with Falkingham behind him, John Ward. John Ward looking at the outside line. He's going to have it. Kyler Wynn coming up behind him. He's going to give him a push going down the back straightaway going into turn 3. The inside line is losing momentum right now. They don't have very many vehicles. That outside line is definitely tighter. Dietrich sees that and runs up high. He's going to strand Falkingham down there on the inside. They're down a couple cars. They're getting ready to go out of turn 4, and that outside line has the speed, Kevin. They're all filing up there trying to catch on to as much as they can. It's Dietrich, Ward, and Wynn all fighting for the lead. It's going to be 1, 2, and 3. Who's it going to be? The move's got to be made here soon. They're going through the long tri-oval. John Ward looking at the
Ward goes
inside.
down.
Kyler's with them.
Kyler follows.
It's going to be Diedrich getting the
takes
win.
it.
And,
Woo!
oh, what a win for Diedrich.
Well, Luke, that was my pick.
That was your pick, Kevin, and you picked him right. He had a great race out here, and he managed to get it done.
Caden D24 on Twitch, representing on his car.
And he's got to be happy with the results of this one, Kevin. We're waiting for the official results to roll on over to us, but from what I saw, he had a great race out here, and I definitely see why he was your pick of the evening, Kevin. He managed to get it done out here and get a good win.
So no doubt, and it was a great race. But I got to get some of these guys in here to talk to about it because it wasn't like we're used to seeing.
Well, no doubt, we got some questions to get answered. We're waiting for the guys to rally up and get ready for the interview portion of this. And there goes Diedrich with the sliding across the start-finish burnout here.
A fast start to his shitties.
Prefer the slow entrance of the shitties, Kevin, or the fast entry?
Oh, fast! I mean, look at that.
Masterclass shitties right there from Caden Diedrich.
I think if you have the tires left to bring it in fast and just run it out like that, then fast has got to be the move. But you know, a slow one's respectable if you don't have too much tire wear to spare.
Oh yeah, but he's getting her done, just showing how much he really has left out here.
Yeah, and I think fuel was the big question tonight here at Talladega, not tires. Come on, somebody come talk to me. Oh, we got Kyler.
Start from P3.
Let's get him in here. Start from P3. Hey, Kyler, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, I want you to explain this race to us like we're 5, because we were a little bit confused by some of the strategies out there.
Like how so? There was a lot of dumb shit that happened. Sorry, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, we saw, you guys running up front-ish, and then we saw another group about 10 seconds back. What happened there?
Oh, I don't know. They lost it. Once you lose a pack in this car, it's really hard to get it back, especially if you don't have the numbers or the caliber of drivers. But yeah, the top 3 broke away there for some reason. It was my fault they broke away, but they broke away. I wasn't expecting it. And then for some reason our pack stopped pushing as soon as we got to like 1.5 seconds. They thought we had enough draft, but we were nowhere near catching them. I'm not sure what they were cooking up there, but they finally got it back together. We got back up to the lead pack, and I played my cards right. Got P3.
Yeah, and we were reading 10 through 18 was running, that 10-second back group. So we didn't know if it was like a fuel thing or because it seemed like they had the numbers.
Well, yeah, numbers is one thing. Another thing is like coordination and caliber of drivers. If you don't have the coordination up front, like the first 3 cars are the third car is the most important when it comes to a pack breaking away. I'm assuming their third car wasn't that strong then if they lost the pack. But yeah, I mean, I did all I could there. I wanted to win, but John made his move a little too late, and then I accidentally side drafted him back, which was unfortunate. But oh well, I'll take a P3.
Yeah, all in all, a great race for you, and you are hot right now. You have, every single race we've seen, you've been on the pole, and definitely been finishing where you want to lately. So congratulations on a P3 out here tonight. Anyone like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, the factory steps on the car. About it. And you guys for broadcasting, and Jimmy Crow for putting this on. I appreciate all the effort he puts into it.
Hey, we appreciate it, Kyler, and congratulations tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Kyler Wynn. Luke, we talked a lot about the fuel. We thought maybe that could be a factor. We don't know much about these cars. But we just heard from that maybe that fuel wasn't the issue, and it was more just, maybe the pushers not as proficient as those up front. But I mean, still definitely interesting that they lost them by 10 seconds.
Yeah, definitely an interesting race. I mean, they did say, it is the next gens. The next gen cars are notorious for having that weird draft style, so tough to say, but we're reading here on the interviews. I'm not seeing John Ward in here yet, but we are seeing our race winner. Do we want to go and bring him in now?
Yep.
Yeah, bring him on in.
Hey, Caden, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Hey, man, how about that race? I mean, we just had Kyler in here, and we were like, hey, can you explain this race to us? Because, it's not what we're used to seeing out here. We saw everyone, like, car number 10 and back just 10 seconds off the pace, but you weren't one of them. You were able to keep it up front and dominate this one out here. You want to talk us through how it went?
Yeah, so pretty much got a couple friends, decided, hey, let's run this race, have some fun. Fun was had for sure. This car is just all about keeping the draft with the bubble. Like, I mean, if you just get a couple tenths off and your car behind you is not all the way to you, I mean, you just lose the draft. So it's just about keeping it. And we were able to do that there and have track position. And then me, Daniel, and Harper had that 3-car breakaway. But to be peak in this car, you need 4 cars. If we had one more car, it would have been a 4-car battle. Those guys wouldn't have caught us. Both the 3 cars, they did catch us. So eventually, when we chose to move middle, we had some mo because we got back middle and had the right rear side draft. And then from there on out, it was just a battle. I defended bottom, defended top, and there in 3 and 4 had to block high for the right rear. And I'm surprised John didn't make a move earlier because I think he would have won that if he made a move. But all in all, it was a fun race. I had a good time.
Yeah, and we had a great time too. And you said you need at least 4 for it to be ideal out here. We saw 8 there on that backpack. Do you have any insight on maybe why they would fall off? It was almost half a second a lap out there.
It's probably just like not good coordination. Like that second pack had really good pushers. Logan was third, Kyler was second, and John was leading. It's mainly about the pushers, their ability to cool, and it's just how close they can stay connected. Like the difference is if that third car can stay connected or really close to that second car, that will make 3/10 a lap. As if the fourth car is close to the third car, that'll make another couple tenths a lap. It's just everyone has to know like how to push. Like that's the reason 4 cars is better because Harper kept getting knocked off of Dan, so then Dan would have to lift back to Harper, then get back to me. As if there's a 4th car, just keep them closer. So I think it's just the amount of cars and everyone knowing what they're doing properly.
We appreciate the insight. We were just pulling shit out of our ass. Said maybe a fuel game or something because we're not used to seeing the fall off like that. But all in all, a great race for you. Great race for Falkingham and Harper in that main group with you. You were able to hold off the charge of John Warren Company and get the win out here tonight. So congratulations on that. And you'd like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Rocky for working with me earlier. Dan, obviously, for helping me. Harper as well. Mark, who's been helping me get into a lot of these races. I appreciate him a lot. Wouldn't be here without him. JRS, Jones Racing Setups, and Twitch on the car, as you see. Those are my main sponsors. Shout out everyone there. And that's about it.
Yes, sir. And if you want to shout out the Twitch real quick, maybe get a couple followers.
It is Caden D24. So my first name, and then D, and then 24.
All right, we appreciate it. Congratulations, Caden.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That was Caden getting the win out here, Luke, and we got some nice explanation there. Kind of made us look like idiots, I won't lie to you. No, won't be the last either. People are gonna go back and they're gonna be like, these idiots thought it was a fuel game, and guess I gotta get back out on the track and learn some more about these cars. But I see in the interview waiting room we got the man, the Crow, waiting by. I'm gonna drag him in and see if he wants to say anything about that race. Hey, Jimmy, guys in the booth, you got a copy? Maybe?
Going. That race
Hey, how's
put
it?
y'all to Did that race put y'all to sleep?
No, but if it did anything, it made us look like we don't know what we're talking about. We are not as
What happened?
we're
What
not
happened?
as we're not as used to the next gen cars as some of those
Oh,
drivers.
oh, oh man, this car sucks, man. I'm sorry. I do this for my entertainment, guys. No disrespect, y'all. I go to watch the broadcast. It was so boring. This car, it may be fun for the drivers, but as a fan and watching the tower, it's so damn boring. I shouldn't even have done this race. It was a complete waste of my time. I was RCing, so I accidentally threw that first yellow, because I didn't want to throw a late yellow when I shouldn't have. But yeah, this car is just boring, man. It's just, yeah, it was boring. But hey, we still had a pretty clean race, a 2 legit yellows for another race. So, I can live with that. But we'll say 3 because I threw that one. But yeah, this car's so damn boring. And then we had Ethan Ecker telling Boyd to wreck him, so a yellow would come out at the end. So he's done for a while. He can watch on the sidelines with his old Nightmare Esports buddies. I'm not gonna play that crap. That's why Money Race is so bad and toxic, because you got people doing stuff like that. I heard Josh McCullough was telling Chris Welker last night to wreck Kyler. They wonder why there's shit shows everywhere. You wonder why we watched what we watched just a little bit ago. No disrespect to Kenny and what we're watching all the time. So they do that crap. But yeah, he's taking a break. He's gonna watch on the sidelines. But yeah, appreciate everybody race. Appreciate y'all showing notice. This what an hour notice for this whole race. Got it. We got it broadcasted. Got enough guys to race. So on that end, it's pretty cool. But it was just so boring, man. It was a boring race, bud. It sucked.
Yeah, and like I said, we weren't exactly too informed about the next gen car. We saw that pack from about 10 back losing a lot of time, and we started just thinking, could this be a fuel game? What is this? Because we weren't really prepared for that small pack racing we saw towards the front.
Pulling
But
straws out of a hat of sorts.
yeah, but I mean, boring could be used for it, but I will say it was a good battle between those two packs up front those last couple laps.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure it was fun for the drivers, but as really as a fan and as uh as someone in town, hell, I'm getting bored with watching two wide, three wide. I'll be watching someone's broadcast and I have to turn it off because everything's the norm. I've seen all this same. That's why I'm ready for 4 and 5 wide. That's why I like the moves that when we're in the truck. You got guys splitting guys, making moves. It's exciting. This right here was just boring, but it ain't no one's fault. It's that car, and guys was asking for it. I gave it to them, and it was boring. But now they owe me a legacy truck race, and we'll see how that goes. We'll bust that one out. So, but I appreciate y'all on short notice. Hell, I hope my haters was watching another good race. I mean, it was good but boring. But I hope they realizing we're having fun over here. But yeah, I'm about to head to bed. I won't drop a deuce in victory lane tonight because that race was kind of boring. But hey, at least we got out of here with 2 legit cautions and an error by the RC. So, but yeah, I appreciate y'all as always on short notice. I'll see y'all. I'll holler at y'all Monday. I'll holler at y'all Tuesday, and I'll holler at y'all Wednesday, and I'll holler at you late night on Friday. We'll get rolling. Guys are enjoying racing. That's good, and I appreciate all of them coming out.
Hey, absolutely. And congratulations on being able to get a big field out here at 12:30 in the morning. Not many series be able to pull that off, but I won't bug you too much. Sure you got to get off to bed as we probably will too. So,
This was an hour notice. Like someone asked me to do the race literally at like 10 o'clock or something like that. Yeah, it was fun. But yeah, he's taking a break.
yeah.
So, but all right, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good evening. Shout out to the fans, haters. I hope y'all are still get your popcorn ready and watching all this fun racing we're having. But yeah,
Hey,
good night,
absolutely.
everybody.
Hey, good night, Jimmy. That was Jimmy Crow, host of the evening. Getting it done out here, Luke.
Yeah, and I had a lot of fun out here, Kevin. I mean, it definitely it could be varied the opinion of the race. I had a blast watching. I always enjoy watching these next gen cars. It's definitely a very different draft style than any of the cars that I'm used to watching. I personally like watching a lot of the older, the 87s. Very different draft style. So it's definitely a very nice change up and very interesting, at least on my end, to watch it. You got any thoughts about this one?
Yeah, and it was a fun race. Had I known that it was just a pace thing, I probably would have been more excited.
Yeah.
Because, I I'm a big fan of the intermediate tracks. I'm a big fan of super series, don't get me wrong, but when it comes more into skill as opposed to luck, some of the guys are more into it for the luck, the big crashes at the end, but I don't mind seeing a skill at the end of the day race. And that's what we saw tonight. And Caden Dietrich, John Ward, Kyler Wynn, Logan York, Daniel Falkingham, those guys in that front pack, they were all able to get it done out here.
Yeah, and I thought it was a pretty exciting race. I thought it was a pretty fun one, and either way, I know we got some exciting stuff possibly coming here with the Crow here in the future. But what's our future schedule looking like out here, Kevin? I know we didn't get to that at the end of our previous broadcast with MMS.
Yeah, and it's looking like we got CMS tomorrow night, and that's going to be Road America. That's going to be a confusing one for us.
Gonna
We
be a
are
doozy.
left turn guys, let me tell you.
Going to be
But
a
we're going
doozy.
to try that out. We're going to have special guests in the booth help us through it, and then, we just heard from Jimmy maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday sort of thing, because we don't have anything booked on Mondays, Tuesdays, or Wednesdays. Thursday, to be determined. Friday, R&R, and then Saturday maybe MMS again. A lot of maybes. Nothing, not too much set in stone yet, Luke.
Either way, yeah, for all the viewers wanting to know what our next broadcast will end up being, we always post the links to the broadcast on our YouTube live section. We schedule them as early as we can and as soon as we can, so you guys will know when the broadcasts are coming up. And if you guys were wondering, we do have our Discord available out here. I don't know if you want to get a link to that in the chat, Kevin. The Ninth Gear Broadcasting Updates channel. We're going to start trying to get a little more active in there, start throwing up the race announcements and stuff like that and the broadcast announcements for us. But other than that, I don't think I have anything else, Kevin. You got anything?
Yeah, nothing else. I saw Ethan in the interview room briefly. I don't know if he's just talking to Jimmy or if he wanted to say something, but I'll assume it was just wanting to talk to Jimmy. So I'll leave him alone. But I think that's about all I got, Luke.
Yeah, and it was an exciting race out here. I know we didn't really get to take too much time there at the end of our past race, so big thanks to both the guys we got to broadcast for out here tonight, the MMS League, all the McCullows, all the guys over on that end for putting that on. Big thanks to Jimmy here for putting this one on with the Masters of the High Banks. It was an absolute blast, as always, and a pleasure out here. Ninth Gear Broadcasting, we had an absolute blast out here, as always, on my favorite track, Talladega. This is Ninth Gear signing off. Big thanks to the drivers for putting it on. Big thanks to the viewers for coming out here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys all tomorrow night at Road America with CMS. Good night, race fans.